Well, welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Trackside NASCAR Outlet ARCA series here in the Doghouse Racing League in the Trackside NASCAR Outlet 132. Getting ready for a great race here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Chris Leftwich, currently the quickest on the racetrack. Here's the 10 of John Smith, currently the third fastest car, and my screen is a little out of whack here, so I apologize for that. Got that fixed up there, and we'll make this look right. There we go. Not sure how that happened, but we got it fixed for you here. So Chris Leftwich, Christopher Simon, your two fastest cars. John Smith, third fastest. Here's Mike Leftwich, who's currently the fourth fastest car on the racetrack. Trying to make sure I can get this screen looking a little bit better for you guys. Not really sure what happened there, but well, that's what happened. iRacing changed their layout just a little bit. There we go. We'll make that look full screen for you guys. I'll look a little bit better on the stream, I am sure. So we got about a minute left here in practice before we get qualifying underway. Of course, tonight's race, as I just mentioned, brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow on Facebook, or check out their website at tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Here's the 18 of Jackson Sibley making his way around the racetrack. Currently the 13th quickest driver. Kenneth Byers in the 99, currently the 14th fastest driver. Here, Chicagoland, a little bit of a unique shape to this racetrack. We'll pull up the track map here for you so you can see that backstretch is not straight. This straightaway there is a bit of a curve. It makes it unique, and it gives this track just a little bit of a challenge. So you see these drivers may be drifting into each other just a little bit down the backstretch because that straightaway is not straight. As we get ready for qualifying to get underway here, we'll see who our first drivers are to make their way on the racetrack. While we do that, let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. And Ray Rittenor, currently your points leader over Justin McMahon, who sits back in second. Brandon Lopez in third, Jackson Sibley fourth, and Kevin Hash back in the fifth position. We'll leave this up on the screen so you can see where your favorite driver is currently in the point standings as we got qualifying about to get underway. Yeah, it looks like Mike Leftwich might be one of the first drivers to take the green flag here, making his way through turns 3 and 4. In the chat, we see thank you for an amazing broadcast as always. Here's a clean, fun race. That's from Nathan Lawrence in the 97. We'll watch for him here tonight. And here comes Mike Leftwich coming down across the stripe. Take that back. He's coming down the backstretch. Again, that curved backstretch kind of makes things a little loopy here as we see Leftwich making his way off of turn number 4, making his way down to the stripe, right down on that apron. He's going to go fastest with a 30.16 to start the session. Bill Gentry with a 30.30. Mark Dumont, 30.42. So a couple drivers as we see Christopher Simon jump up to the top of the leaderboard with a 30.09. Joshua Cook in the on YouTube says, let's go Nathan the Kid. As we talk about Nathan Lawrence in that 97 machine, who had a great run last week at Daytona, was up front for a lot of the race till trouble struck, as Chris Lethwich currently goes to the top of the leaderboard, coming down the backstretch towards turn number 3. And down across the stripe, and Chris Lethwich is going to improve on his time. Take that back. He's going to run the exact same time and stay currently on the pole. Here's Michel Flores, excuse me, in the 27, coming down across the stripe. His first lap is going to put him up onto the into the 16th position as Kenneth Byers, who did not show any speed in practice, just jumped to the top of the leaderboard with a 29.85. That's a full 1/10 of a second quicker than second place Chris Lethwich. Adam Gardner goes P3 as Jackson Sibley goes up to P4. Here comes the 27 of Flores down across the stripe. And Flores is going to move up into the 16th position. Here's Just McMahon across the stripe. McMahon's going to go 9th quickest in that Group 6 machine. Here's the 33 of Kevin Brown. That's more shout outs for Nathan Lawrence. Oh, Brown. I'm not sure what happened right there. Looks like he might have got a little loose, looped it or something. He's going to stop right there before the start finish line. Here's your points leader, Ray Rittenor, coming down through turns 3 and 4. And down across the stripe for the 87. And Ray Rittenor is going to go up into the 2nd position. We have 3 cars on the track right now qualifying. Here's the 10 of John Smith coming across the stripe on his first of 2 laps. As that 10 machine comes down across the stripe. And Smith's going to move up into the 14th position. See Daniel Wilkerson making the drivers' meeting announcement. Of course, you guys can't hear that, but go ahead and do this just to make it a little bit so as we get ready to take a look at our starting grid. Just waiting for that to pop up here on my screen. There you go. Ken Byers is going to be your pole sitter here tonight in the 99. Ray Rittenor in the 87, going to start from P2. Chris Lethwich in the 83. He'll start out 3rd with Adam Gardner in the 4th position. 5th will be Jackson Sibley and Bill Gentry back in the 6th spot. Row 4 will find Hunter Simpson in the 5 machine with Brandon Trush starting in the 8th position. Kevin Hash in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 will be Mike Lethwich in the 8 Shoney's machine. Justin McMahon rolls off from the 11th position with Brandon Lopez back in the 12th spot. 13th will be Stephen Bonamo with John Smith back in 14th. Christopher Simon and Mark Dumont make up row number 8. Row 9 will find the 117 of Richard Leclerc with Nathan Lawrence in the 18th position, followed by Jason Ross and Michel Flores back in row 10. Row 11 will find Michael Dow in the 60 machine with Matthew Smith to his outside in the 82. Kevin Brown going to start 23rd with Daniel Wilkerson back in the 24th position. 25th will be Josh Cully, Jamie Horn way back in 26th, and Gary Clune rounding out the field here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. As the field gets lined up here on the front stretch here in the Trackside NASCAR Outlet ARCA Series. Of course, as I mentioned before, a series brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet. It's an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store. Follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksideoutnascaroutlet.com. Of course, don't forget to check out our partner and the league's partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known established leader for gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of products and figure out what's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, don't forget to check out the Doghouse Racing League's website as well, over at doghouseracingle.com for stats, standings, news, and more. Right over there at Doghouse Racing, links down below in the description. Lastly, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, or you want to pick up some of Atlee Atman Weiss's racing gear, go on over to intensityracing.com. Get a quote today if you're looking for some swag. Of course, we've got hats, t-shirts. We've got some novelty t-shirts as well. Atlee's gear, so check it all out. A couple other local Virginia race teams down there as well. So check it all out at intensityracing.com. As the field is making their way off of turn number 4, we are getting ready to go green flag racing here. Kenneth Byers is going to lead them down to the starting zone where the green flag is going to fly. And we are racing here for 88 laps at Chicagoland Speedway. We will have a stage break at lap 44. If there's 2 cautions before that, they will not throw the caution flag. But if we do not, we will have a caution break at lap 44. Already side by side for the lead, Ken Byers, Ray Rittner off of turn at number 2. As they fan out down the backstretch. Chris Leftwich trying to find his way around. We see Adam Gardner way up the racetrack, already running the high side. A couple drivers ripping the wall towards the back of the field. As they come across and spread out down the front stretch. We're already seeing a little bit of 3-wide racing as they come down across the stripe. Ray Rittner is going to take the lead down into turn at number 1. Ken Byers is going to slide back into that second position. As here comes Chris Leftwich around the outside. And oh, they make contact. Leftwich goes spinning. That's going to bring out our first caution. I think there was some contact there. That's going to bring up our wreckage rewind to see what happened to Chris Leftwich here, if he just lost that zone or if there was some contact. Yeah, just a little bit of contact there as we see Leftwich trying to keep that thing straight. Fortunately, lights up the tires there, keeps the car from getting down into the wall. See if we can ride along here with Ken Byers and see what he saw. That looks like just 2 drivers going for the same piece of real estate. As I mentioned, that curved backstretch can cause some issues, and that's exactly what we're seeing here already on lap number 2. Well, in the chat, let's see here. We've got the chat blowing up now. Let's go Brandon in the 23. That's on YouTube. Let's go Nathan, Dad's cheering you on. That's Nathan Lawrence's dad right there. Let's go Jackson Sibley. Jackson moving on up. Just have to survive, and that's going to be the key here tonight from Chicagoland, is just surviving, especially as we already see a couple drivers coming down on pit road, going to get some service done on their machines. There's the 24 of Justin McMahon, Josh Cully also coming down pit road, Daniel Wilkerson down on pit road, Jamie Horn, Gary Clune, and of course Chris Leftwich, who was just involved in that one. I don't think he's coming down to get damage fixed, but I do know he probably wants a new pair of tires after lighting them up like that. So So we're going to have ourselves a restart here. I already hear drivers shutting off their cars, trying to save a little bit of fuel. As we are about to get I think we're going to get the one to go when they cross the stripe here. Yes, lights are off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them. Yeah, let's go, Jackson. Sick paint scheme you're rocking. Let's take a look at that 18 that Jackson Sibley's running here. And yeah, that is definitely a sharp-looking Alpine Stars machine. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4, pace car getting ready. Take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. As they come down to the Geico restart zone, green flag is back in the air. Oh, somebody checking up in the back there. We see Christopher Simon getting out of line, out of shape. Looks like something happened to Steven Bonomo. Maybe he had some wheel spin or something, but they're 3 wide in the middle of the pack here. Fortunately, Chicagoland a very wide track, so that's going to work out for them. As Ray Rittenor takes over the lead, here comes Adam Gardner, though, right on the back bumper. And 3 wide racing behind already as we see one driver. It looks like John Smith all the way down to the grass. As they make their way down into turn number 3, here comes the 99 of Ken Byers. It's going to try to make it 3 wide for the lead as they come through turn number 3. Off of turn 4, down the front stretch, 3 wide for the lead. Kenneth Byers down on the inside, almost made it 4 wide for the lead as here comes Adam Gardner on the outside. He's going to take over the top spot. Bill Gentry right there in the mix. He's on that high side as well. He's going to go around and into the second position as here comes Jackson Sibley in that 18 machine up on the high side. He's going to slide into the 3rd spot. Ooh, almost a little bit of contact there between Rittenor and Byers. As Sibley up into the 3rd spot and 3 wide behind. Ray Rittenor, Ken Byers, and Brandon Trush up into that as well. So already some exciting racing as our top 3 now starting to get single file and stretching it out. As here comes Brandon Trush up on that high side. He's got Hunter Simpson looking down to the low side. Simpson trying to work his way up through the field. See in the chat there, again, a shout out to Dirty Bird Designs. Or Dirty Bird does all of his schemes. So that's who did Sibley's paint job right there. So shout out in the chat for that. As Mike Leftwich now starting to work his way through the field, looking down to the inside of Ray Rittenor. Yeah, I got a battle shaping up for the lead as here comes the 4 of Bill Gentry, looking down to the inside of Adam Gardner, trying to take that top spot away as they go side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Jackson Sibley right behind along with Brandon Trush. But Gardner's going to hold on to that top spot for now. Sibley's now moved up into the second position. And we've got 3-Ride Racing behind as we see Bill Gentry on the high side, Hunter Simpson down on the low side, and in the middle is the 23 Brandon Trush. Behind we see some more 3-Wide Racing as John Smith was down the bottom there with Kevin Hash, and looks like Brandon Lopez was in that one as well. Nope, that wasn't Brandon Lopez. That was Kevin Hash, John Smith, and Nathan Lawrence. Lawrence having a great run starting off already. 987 machine is now up in the middle here in the mix. Just got around Kenneth Byers and up into the 8th position, putting him up 10 spots from where he started. And looking down to the inside of Mike Leftwich. Now this track has some character to it. It's quite bumpy, very abrasive on tires. We're going to see these drivers. We might see some comers and goers as the run goes on. Right now we see Hunter Simpson being one of those guys on the move, looking to the back bumper of Jackson Sibley as they come down the backstretch. How long can they go on fuel? They'll be able to make it to the stage on fuel. I'm pretty sure these cars will do about 50 laps on fuel. We'll have stage at 44. I could be wrong on that, but right now, doesn't look like anybody's really concerned about fuel. We did hear people shutting them off, though, during the yellow, so I could be wrong on the fuel numbers. There might be a bit of a concern making it to the stage on lap 44. See Jackson Sibley going for the second position here on Hunter Simpson, looking down to the inside. Great side-by-side battle as Hunter Simpson now able to pull away, and Bill Gentry going to look up to the high side of Jackson Sibley. And another thing, even though it's got a lot of character, another thing that's really unique about this racetrack is just where you can run. We see drivers run the high lane, the low lane. We're seeing drivers down on the apron. Is Hunter Simpson going to try a challenge for the lead here down into turn number 1? And we've got a caution on the racetrack. Oh, big stack up. We got one around there. That looks like Daniel Wilkerson is around. Gary Clune involved in this one as well as Richard Leclerc. That's going to bring up our second wreckage rewind of the night. So we try to see exactly what brought this one out. We're going to go out to the far camera on this one. We see the 117. That's that red and gray car in the back of the field, right up against the outside wall. Oh, I think he caught the wall just a little bit, got a little loose. Tried to correct it, and just overcorrects as he comes down across the apron. He's going to catch Michael Dow, Daniel Wilkerson, and man, look at the wheelie that Gary Clune does across the start-finish line. Man, that was a wild ride here for this 11 machine, who just catches a little bit of air there, gets underneath the car, and well, whoever's asking on fuel, it's not going to be too much of a concern because the entire field is making their way down pit road here on lap 21, coming to lap 22. As our leader, Adam Gardner, on pit road. The entire field is on pit road. Not a single car out on the racetrack. As our first driver to make his way off pit road is the 10 of John Smith. Adam Gardner comes off P2. Smith looks like fuel only for both John Smith and Kevin Hash. Hunter Simpson came off third. I think Adam Gardner might have a speeding penalty. Uh-oh for him. We're going to rewind this one back a little bit and take a look at his speed coming off of pit road if we can. I don't know if this will let me see the speed at this time or not, but let's bring up that dashboard. Nope, it's only going to let you see it live, so I'm not going to be able to check that speed there. You see the speed showing live, but not in the replay, so not sure what happened to Adam Gardner, but it looks like there was a speeding penalty there. Of course, we want to thank our great partners here that make this possible, including our series sponsor and race sponsor here tonight, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full-line diecast, including cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Also, can't forget about our great partner and the league's great partner over at ButtKicker. ButtKicker is a well-known established leader of gaming haptics. The award-winning line of ButtKicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of ButtKicker products and figure out what's right for you by visiting thebuttkicker.com. Not just do they have gaming haptics, but you can also find haptics for your couch, for audio and movies, music, and more. So I'll see what movie theaters in your area might use ButtKicker technology as well. So check it all out at thebuttkicker.com. As the green flag flies again, we are back racing with a great jump from John Smith. Kevin Hash going to move into the second position. Both those drivers are either on 2 tires or no tires. John Smith had a 7-second stop. Kevin Hash had a 9-second stop. What I can ensure is Hunter Simpson is on 4 fresh tires, and he's going to make the most of them as he dives down into turn at number 3. So John Smith out in front. Kevin Hash sits back in second. Hunter Simpson still trying to move around those two, but using the high lane is Hash, not allowing Hunter Simpson to get by. As we've got to believe we're going to have a caution out on the racetrack as, oh yes, heavy contact with the wall for the 00 of John Ross. As that brings up our third wreckage rewind of the night. We take a look to see exactly what happened here to John Ross. Gonna take a look here from Josh Cully here. Got some three wide here. Josh Cully to the inside of Jamie Horn. Mike Leftwich, just pushes up the track. Catches Horn and Mike Leftwich. Hard contact for Cully. Everybody trying to slide and dive out of the way. And not sure what happened to Jason Ross here, because I think this was a completely separate incident. So this is actually a completely different incident here. So we see coming down into turn at number 3, Ken Byers on the outside, John Ross in the middle. He makes contact with the outside wall. Those two make contact. Heavy damage to the 99. That puts Cully up into the outside wall. And right after that happened, that's exactly where we see the 3 wide here with Cully, the 98 and the 8. 88 pushes up into the track, and that's the second part of it. So 2 separate incidents there. We see John Smith on pit road. I'm sorry, John Ross on pit road. As the lights on the pace car are off. So John Smith is going to restart here on the outside. Kevin Hash to the inside. Row 2, we'll find Hunter Simpson on the inside with Bill Gentry up on the outside. Row 3 will be Jackson Sibley and Ray Rittenor with Brandon Trush, Nathan Lawrence, Chris Leftwich, and Mike Leftwich rounding out your top 10. So here we go, off of turn at number 4, back down to the restart zone. Where the green flag flies, and we are back racing here. From Chicagoland, another great jump for John Smith as Kevin Hash has Bill Gentry with those 4 fresh tires looking up to the high side, and that's going to be the advantage here for the new tires as here comes Hunter Simpson down to the inside of Kevin Hash. Down the backstretch. See a little side draft there between the 87 of Rittenor. And I believe that was Nathan Lawrence who were side by side. Yes, it is. The 87 and the 97 doing a little battling here. As Kevin Hash still trying to defend up on that high side from the 5 of Hunter Simpson. We are getting close to the halfway mark here. As John Smith continues to lead over second place, Kevin Hash. But Hash and Hunter Simpson battling it out here down across the stripe. Simpson going to take over that second spot for the time being. As here comes the 97 of Jackson Sibley down to the inside. I'm sorry, the 97 of Nathan Lawrence down to the inside of Bill Gentry. Jackson Sibley sits back in that 6th position, trying to move himself forward as well. See Bonomo cutting and dicing back in the back here. He moves up into the 11th position. Both your leader, John Smith and Nathan Lawrence, your 2 biggest movers on the night, both up 13 spots from where they started here. As Simpson still working down to the inside of Kevin Hash. Now Simpson's going to lose a little bit of ground here, and here comes the 4 of Bill Gentry up on the high side. Trying to see if he can do something with the 5 of Simpson as they go 3 wide behind. Ray Rittenor on the high side, the couple left witches down to the inside. Mike going to be the meat of the sandwich of this one. As now the 23 of Brandon Trush up on the high side as they come down the backstretch. 3 wide racing. This is a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. As, oh, the 23 makes a little contact. What a save. Brandon Trush was completely sideways for a moment, able to straighten it out as they all scatter. And we say green flag racing. As Mike Leftwich now up into the 7th position, looking down underneath the 97 of Nathan Lawrence. As they race each other tightly down the front stretch and into turn at number 1. And Hunter Simpson still down on that low side, not able to do anything down there. As they are 3 wide behind Jackson Sibley, Nathan Lawrence, and Mike Leftwich down the backstretch. Sibley going to be the best beneficiary of that move as he's going to move up and put himself up into the 4th position as they go 3 wide behind. Slicing and dicing here at the front. As Nathan Lawrence and Jackson Sibley are side by side, they're 3 wide behind. Stephen Bonomo down on the low side, trying to make something work down there. Behind, we see the 87, our points leader, Ray Rittenor, who's fallen back a little bit on this run. Finds himself back in the 9th position. And in danger of losing a few more spots here. Don't know if he's just trying to save his tires, or if he's having a genuine problem, but he has fallen back and continues that backward slide. Hunter Simpson now has finally gotten around the 4 of Bill Gentry. He is challenging John Smith for the lead. Now John Smith has taken that spot back with a little bit of a help there. And while the draft isn't going to be anything like Daytona or Talladega, these cars do punch a pretty big hole in the air. And that's allowing this track to be a little bit on the racier side. Right along here with Bill Gentry up on that high side. So he's going to look up to the high side yet again, going to use that high lane to his advantage up off of turn number 2. Nathan Lawrence, Jackson Sibley side by side yet again. Here comes the 24, Justin McMahon. I haven't talked about him at all tonight. Currently finds himself battling up into the top 5. Currently back in the 7th position, looking down underneath Mike Leftwich. Thought about making a 3 wide for a second there, but just did not have the run to do it. He's going to cut back up to the high side to get a good angle down into turn at number 3. And almost 4 wide there, half a turn at number 4. Ooh, Sibley up into the outside wall. He's able to hold on to it for now. Does not break his momentum, but here comes the 24, Justin McMahon, looking down to the inside of the 18 machine. Mike Leftwich and Chris Leftwich down at 83. He's trying to make his way up towards the front as well. Meanwhile, we've got another battle for this lead as John Smith was just being challenged by Hunter Simpson. As there was more contact in the back. Crazy battle here in the middle of the pack. Jackson Sibley tight in the middle between Justin McMahon and Bill Gentry. McMahon wisely backs out of it for a moment. Gets his bearings now, puts the throttle back down, trying to look down to the inside of the 18 off of turn number 4. Almost some contact there as they are 3 wide. Here comes Lawrence up to the high side, making it 3 wide down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Hunter Simpson trying to take that lead back away. Looks like he's going to have that run down on the low side. Is there side by side for the lead down the backstretch? But John Smith still able to hold on to that spot for the time being. Simpson doing everything he can. Meanwhile, the Hornet's Nest behind. Bill Gentry still up in this mix. There's the... Oh, some contact. Gentry goes around off the nose of Nathan Lawrence. Caution is out. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened here to bring this caution out. And it's just some hard racing here. Let's see if we can get a better angle of this here from the blimp. We'll zoom in a little bit on this one as well to kind of get a good idea of what was going on here as to bring out the caution. And we see Justin McMahon way down on the bottom. We were pretty much 4 wide coming off the corner there, and that's where the contact was made between Bill Gentry and Lawrence. Comes down, and Chris Leftwich got a little bit of damage from that as well. Fortunately, nobody was able, or everybody kept it off the wall. So it does not look like really any damage for these drivers. But it is going to take the entire field back down onto pit road. So 97 is going to get a black flag EOL for that one. As we see the 98 of Jamie Horn coming back around here. Jamie Horn was your lucky dog getting back on, or one of his laps back here, actually putting himself back onto the lead lap. He'll be able to pit this time. As Josh Cully going to be the first driver off of pit road. Actually, Josh Cully did not pit. He was last on pit road on lap 25. So it looks like he's going to come down and pit this time. So John Smith is going to be your leader as the 1 to go signal is given. As we are getting ready to go back, green flag racing. John Smith going to be your leader. He's going to choose the outside, putting Hunter Simpson down on the inside. Chris Leftwich and Justin McMahon in row number 2. Christopher Simon and Jackson Sibley back in row 3. Then the 23 of Brandon Tresh, Stephen Bonomo, row 4. And then Kevin Brown and Mike Leftwich back in row number 5. As the pace car peels off, we get ready to go back green flag racing here from Chicagoland Speedway. The green is flying. Another great jump for John Smith as he makes his way down into turn number 1. Holds on to that top spot as Hunter Simpson tries to get a good run off of turn at number 2. Here comes Justin McMahon and Chris Leftwich. As McMahon works up to the high side. Through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they come. Great run for McMahon up on that high side. He's going to take over that second spot. As here comes Hunter Simpson looking down to the inside, trying to take the lead. So now Hunter Simpson out in front over John Smith, but here comes Justin McMahon. As John Smith now going to take a look back down to the inside, coming through turns 1 and 2. Side by side for the lead. John Smith, Hunter Simpson right behind Chris Leftwich and Justin McMahon. Finally, Brandon Trush in that 23 right there in the mix as well. As they come down across the stripe. Looks like a pace lap at 180 miles an hour. Here comes John Smith back down to the inside. McMahon trying to give a little shove there to the back of Hunter Simpson, trying to move that top lane, as now it's just too wide traffic all the way through the field. Stephen Bonomo is going to slide up behind the 23. See if he can make that top lane move. Here comes McMahon with a dive down to the inside, making it 3 wide. Now back to 2 wide, which is himself and Hunter Simpson. As they come off of turn number 4. McMahon not able to hold on to that top spot as Hunter Simpson takes it back. John Smith back in second, and Justin McMahon slides back into the third spot. Oh, McMahon catches the outside wall. So isn't Mike Leftwich in the back. It's going to kill the momentum of the 24, who's got Brandon Trush right on the back bumper as they make their way down into turns 1 and 2. Trush going to work the high side of the racetrack here as they come off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Chris Leftwich, after that contact earlier, doesn't look like it's hurting him too much. As I say that, the 83 is going to dive down onto pit road. Looks like he's going to get down safely without speeding. Not sure if that's a scheduled pit stop or not. We'll see in a moment there. See if he's coming through to take tires and fuel, or if getting some repairs made as the battle for the lead is heating up. Still see Leftwich on pit road. Really can't get a good view there. Yeah, tires are going on the machine of the 83 as they come battling down across the stripe. Leftwich going to lose at least one lap here. It's Hunter Simpson trying to look down to the inside. Justin McMahon right back in the mix in that third spot with the 23 of Brandon Trush right behind. Well, the 97 of Nathan Lawrence had to take the EOL for that incident that brought out the yellow. He's working his way back through the field, already up into the 8th position, working to the outside of Christopher Simon. As they come down the backstretch, there's the 88 of Josh Cully right here in the mix as well. We saw him sideways and in the wall a few laps ago. Now he finds himself working for the top 10 in that 88 machine. As they are slicing and dicing here in the middle of the pack. Mark Dumont running that 14 Toronto Blue Jays machine, rooting the Blue Jays on here in the World Series. As now we've got a mess here for the lead as Justin McMahon with the power move going to move himself up to the top spot. John Smith, though, going to try to take that position back away as they go down into turn at number 1. Side by side for the lead. Off of turn at number 4 and down to the stripe. So McMahon's going to slide back into that third spot. And here comes Mark Dumont. Cracking up into the top 5, working to the inside of Mike Leftwich. Ooh, a little connection issue for Hunter Simpson up there at the front. You see Adam Gardner making a pit stop here. He's now rolling off of pit road, so it looks like Chris Leftwich has retired from the event. You see the field making their way off of turn number 4. A couple of distinct packs here. We've got our lead group here, which is 13 cars along. We'll move back to his group of 2 here. That's Matt Smith and Misal Flores. Couple of cars driving, running by themselves at the moment. Jackson Sibley way back in the 17th position. Not sure if he's got some damage or anything happened to this car, but he was solid early in the run, and now we find him kind of sliding back, running by himself. He's lost the pack, lost the draft. Car doesn't look like it's too bent. Not really sure what's going on with that machine. As we pick back up to the lead group here, John Smith continues to lead over Hunter Simpson and Justin McMahon. As we come across the stripe, we're going to have 22 laps to go. '97 car driving to the front. Let's go, Nate, says Robert Lawrence. And yeah, Nate already up into the 6th position. Trying to move up into the top 5 by getting around the 8 of Mike Lawrence. Just heard somebody say they were pitting. And that was the 87 of Ray Rittenor coming down pit road. So fuel may be a concern for some of these drivers. Something just happened here in the back. Heard Nathan Lawrence was just hooting and hollering on the radio as they're 3 wide behind the 8 of Mike Leftwich down on the pit road. Trying to see if I can see what happened to go back to a replay here, see if we can see what happened here. Oh, Kevin Brown and Nate Lawrence make some contact and got the 97 way out of shape. Able to hold on to it, though, but he lost quite a few positions with the momentum there. That's why he was hooting and hollering. Already finding himself back up into the 3rd spot. There's a few drivers on pit road. We see Hunter Simpson, Justin McMahon, Brendan Trush, Josh Cully, Matthew Smith, Michael Leftwich getting ready to exit pit road. Actually, looks like the 8 has a penalty too fast into pit road, so he's going to have to serve that 40-second stop added to the pit stop. More drivers on pit road. There's Kevin Brown, Nathan Lawrence, Stephen Bonomo, Michelle Flores also on pit road. That's going to leave just 6 cars left to pit here. Actually, make that 8 cars left to pit here. As John Smith, Christopher Simon, Mark Dumont, Daniel Wilkerson, Kevin Hash, Jackson Sibley, Richard Leclerc, Bill Gentry, all left to pit. Somebody said in the chat earlier that you'll just have to survive. Already have 6 cars out of the race. As, Kevin Brown also still on pit road. Another one speeding on pit road. 55-second stop for him. Makes his way down the way as here comes the 98 of Jamie Horn, who's still being scored 1 lap down. Comes down to his pit stall. It's John Smith, Christopher Simon, Mark Dumont, Daniel Wilkerson, Kevin Hash, and Jackson Sibley all stay out onto the racetrack. And Jamie Horn not moving on his in his pit stall. He might be retiring from the race. See Christopher Simon going to hit pit road this time, along with the 14 of Mark Dumont. John Smith also on pit road. So your leader pits along with Christopher Simon and Mark Dumont, leaving just Daniel Wilkerson out on the racetrack. Jackson Sibley, Kevin Hash also left to pit. See Ray Rittenor going around Daniel Wilkerson. He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap. As Daniel Wilkerson continues to run around. A couple more drivers about to get on the lead lap as well. Here comes Brandon Trush, Hunter Simpson, Stephen Bonomo, all going to get their lap back as Daniel Wilkerson stays down to the bottom of the racetrack. 28 going to be coming down pit road this time. And that's going to give the lead of the race to Jackson Sibley. Kevin Hash also making his way down onto pit road. We'll see if Sibley stays out. Nope, Sibley's going to come down pit road as well, which is going to cycle around the lead of the race to your points leader, Ray Rittenor. So we're quickly approaching 10 laps to go. Ray Rittenor has a half-second lead over second place Brandon Trush. Hunter Simpson back in the third position. But he's got a challenge here from Stephen Bonomo, who just took over the third spot up on the high side. How about that? Stephen Bonomo up into the podium for the time being. You see, Stephen Bonomo has been a little bit quicker than second place Trush these last few laps as well. See if he's able to make a move here, as he was just side by side with Hunter Simpson. That's why that lap 77 was a little bit slower than the 23. As they come across the stripe this time, I imagine that number is going to be green yet again. And there it is, just over a tenth quicker. As Stephen Bonomo is trying to find his way around the 23, and he's going to dive down to the inside. And with 10 laps to go, Stephen Bonomo going to try to take the lead or second place away from Brandon Trush down into turn number 1. And Bonomo's got 1 lap fresher tires than the 23, but he's got about 5 lap fresher tires than that 87. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but on a track here like Chicagoland, where the track is very abrasive, as they go 3 wide down the front stretch for the second position. Oh, almost some contact there between Simpson and Trush. A track here where this track is so abrasive, 2-3 laps on tires can make a big difference, as we see John Smith, who's got the freshest tires of them all, now looking down to the inside of Stephen Bonomo. Just 8 laps to go, coming to 7 laps to go, and things are starting to get exciting and heat up here in the closing laps. John Smith looking down to the inside of Stephen Bonomo. Also going to take a look down to the inside of Trush here, Brandon Trush, as they come down the front stretch. So great battles all around as, man, look at the move there. John Smith moved around Hunter Simpson. And as he dove down to the inside of Rittenor, we saw the 23 of Trush try to take a dive. I'm sorry, that was the 5 of Hunter Simpson trying to take a dive down as well, make it 3 wide for a moment. As John Smith retakes the lead, Hunter Simpson back in second. Then you've got Trush and Rittenor battling out for the third spot with Steven Bonomo right there as well. You can't count him out here with 5 laps to go. As the field is making their way up to the lap car of Jackson Sibley. Lap car going to try to stay out of the way here as they come down the backstretch. He's going to cut right down to the bottom. See the flames come out the exhaust. He's going to slow down and let the leaders by. As here comes Steven Bonomo looking down to the inside of Ray Rittenor, your points leader, trying to take back the 4th spot. Just 3 laps to go. We've also got Christopher Simon back here, also on very fresh tires. And he is currently on rails right now, trying to catch up. He's going to try to split these two here. Now he's going to dive down to the inside of Steven Bonomo. He's going to take both Bonomo and Rittenor here with those fresh tires. And up into... Let's see, that's going to be the... if he can get around Rittenor, that's going to be up for the 4th position. With 2 laps to go. John Smith, Hunter Simpson, run 1-2. And John Smith with the 5-lap fresher tires over Hunter Simpson. You're seeing the advantage right here on full display as they come off of turn number 4. Coming to the white flag in the air. 1 more lap for John Smith. Down into turn number 1. As Hunter Simpson saved anything in the tank here for John Smith as they come down the backstretch for the final time and in the turn number 3. John Smith's going to have it on cruise control off of turn number 4 and down to the stripe. John Smith is going to be your winner over Hunter Simpson and Brandon Trush. Christopher Simon brings it back for 4th, and Ray Rittenor, your points leader, up into 5th. Oh man, what a run here for John Smith. Getting it done here at Chicagoland. Field comes by, gives him a little congratulatory little nudge. And Steven Bonomo falls back to 7th. He actually ran out of fuel. That's why he was kind of falling back just a little bit. I think he was trying to save a little bit of fuel there at the end. As John Smith is going to come down and burn it out down here. Right here on the front stretch at Chicagoland Speedway. I love the call out there. Great racing, everyone. Very entertaining to watch with a field full of talented drivers. And yes, these are some of the best drivers on iRacing. That is for sure. As far as leagues go, love announcing these races every Tuesday night as we take a look here at the finishing order. Again, John Smith getting the win here tonight with Hunter Simpson back in 2nd, Brandon Trush in 3rd, Christopher Simon and Ray Rittenor round out your top 5. Justin McMahon comes home in the 6th position. Steven Bonomo in 7th. 8th will be Josh Cully. Nathan Lawrence rebounds for a 9th place finish with Mark Dumont rounding out your top 10. Adam Gardner going to bring it home in 11th. Matthew Smith back in the 12th spot. Daniel Wilkerson 13th. Michelle Flores and Kevin Hash round out your top 15. Jackson Sibley back in 16th. Mike Leftwich comes home in 17th here tonight. 18th was Kevin Brown, Bill Gentry, and Richard Leclerc round out your top 20. Jamie Horn parks at 21st. Chris Leftwich in 22nd. Brandon Lopez, 23rd. Ken Byers, 24th. Jason Ross, Michael Dow, and Gary Clune round out the rest of the field here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. As we get ready to interview our top three, just waiting for them to jump down into the waiting room. And while we wait for them, we'll talk once more about our great partners here, including Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including cup, Xfinity truck, driver apparel, hats, jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Can't forget about both ours and the racing Doghouse Racing League's great partner, and that is Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used indoors around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figures right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Also, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, go ahead and check out our website over at intensityracing.com, or if you want to pick up some Atman racing gear as well, or some of our novelty t-shirts, check it out over there at intensityracing.com. And doghouseracingle.com for all your stats, standings, news, and more. Right there, all the links are down below in the description. As we get ready to talk to our top three, starting with our third place finisher, Brandon Trush. Brandon, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Josh.
Man, great run for you here tonight, coming home in P3 from this tricky Chicagoland Speedway. It seemed like that last run was all about tires, and John Smith just kind of outlasted you guys a little bit. Had a little bit fresher tires at the end, but man, what a run for you guys here tonight, running 2, 3, 4 wide at times. Talk us through the race, and because that was a wild one to watch up here in the booth.
Yeah, as you guys probably saw, I got a bit hectic out there quite a few times. Happy to dodge most of the chaos. Got caught up in a little bit of it, but recovered it pretty well. The tires were pretty good tonight. They weren't falling off as bad as I thought they would. But there at the end, John just, he had us that couple extra laps on the tires, really got him around us there, and I just watched some guys sailed off into the distance.
Yeah, I saw we had those cautions, a few cautions there at the beginning of the race. Then a long green flag run to finish it out. Did that kind of throw a kink in your strategy a little bit, thinking that caution might come out again before the green flag stops came out, just because of what happened previous, or did you kind of was hoping for the long green?
Everybody was racing kind of the same way up front. It was just get it to the front and keep it up there. So I wasn't really too worried about much of anything. Everybody was running pretty much as hard. So I knew it would kind of put us on a level playing field out there. So really tires and gas, I wasn't paying too much attention until I needed to.
Awesome. Well, next week, let's take a look. We're going to pull up our schedule here up on the screen. Next week, we're going to be over at Texas Motor Speedway. Another 1.5 mile racetrack. That's going to be a fun one. How do you like your chances there at Texas?
It's pretty similar to here, so hoping to have same result or better. Try to just finish the race, as I haven't been doing that so far this season. So that's my goal right now, is get the car across the line.
Awesome, man. Well, of course, before I let you go, anyone would thank any shots you got to give here tonight, Brandon?
Yeah, Clem Speed Shop for always sponsoring the car. Nat Daddy for doing the paints. The guys at Elite Southern Racing, Loud Pedal, all them guys for helping out with the practices and everything. And of course, you up in the booth doing a great job.
Awesome, man. Well, again, we just got a shout out for you there for the P3 in the chat from Kathleen Rush. So, Kathleen Trush, excuse me. So, again, great job here tonight. Congratulations on the third place finish, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Have a great night. So that was your third place finisher, Brandon Trush. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Hunter Simpson. Hunter, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? Hunter, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, brother?
There we go. Now we got you. Man, a heck of a run here tonight coming home P2. Up front, most of the race, things got real hectic there in the middle and towards the end there. Able to keep yourself out of trouble. Talk us through those laps there, especially that 3 and 4 wide racing at times.
Well, I knew that it would come down to me and Jonathan Smith pretty much, because he was just really, really fast. So I was trying to figure out how I could get around him. And short pit was one of the ways, but I just pitted 1 or 2 laps too soon because it ended up biting me to where I was stuck behind a few cars and it just held me up just long enough. And once he had position over me, our tires kind of equaled out. But we was about same on speed at that point, so there was no real way for me to catch him. But I knew I wanted to stay out of trouble, and I was gonna try and win the stage, which I think I did. It was very close, so I was just trying to have a really good points done, and we did that.
Yeah, especially with Ray Rittner falling back a little bit there, trying to get to that points advantage as you can. Talk about those pit stops, because we had the green flag, we had the cautions early, bunch of cautions early, and then green flag pit stops. Did that kind of throw a wrench in your strategy, or did you kind of were hoping for that long green flag run at the end?
I was hoping for that long green flag run at the very first caution because I was starting to pass that leader, and I was like, man, I hope it stays green because I would have pulled away. I know for a fact. So I was just hoping it would stay green, and it didn't because I was in the process of passing for the lead. But I mean, there was a bunch of wrecks, a lot more wrecks than I thought. But you just got to try and stay on top of it. Once we got that green flag run, I was like, well, it's about 20 to go. It's about time to pit. And it was deciding between 4 tires and 2 tires, and 4 tires would have took too long. So I know Jonathan Smith on that stage, he was able to take 2 and hold us off. So I tried it, and then it worked out, just not good enough, I guess.
Well, next week we move to Texas Motor Speedway. I know Brandon was saying that this track in Texas have a lot of similarities to it. Does that help you learn anything for next week, and how you like your chances next week?
I like my chances because we've ran there before, but I just got in too many cautions being impatient. So as long as I'm patient, I should have good speed. It's just there's some of these tracks that are like super speedways, man, where you can't really get raw pace because everyone's just burning their stuff up pit. Which I don't like that, but I mean, what can you do? You just got to play the game and adjust, and we'll see what we can do there.
Well, again, good luck next week at Texas. Before I let you go, though, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
I want to thank you guys for the broadcast. I want to congratulate John on the win. It was fun battling him, and wish I could have came a little bit closer. I want to thank Daniel for hosting this league. It's been a blast. All my teammates, Jamie. Congrats to Brandon on the good finish. SSR Designs, Adam Looney Foundation, True Patriot Designs, Suicide Awareness. If you ever need any help, there's a phone number you can call. It's 988. You're never alone out here. There's always somebody you can talk to. Uh, just the aliens have landed. So I just want to thank everybody. All my friends and family, my girlfriend, Brandon, Kayla, everybody pretty much. So the aliens have landed. I hope to see you guys next week.
All right, man. Have a great night again. Congratulations on the runner-up place.
You too, buddy.
Take care. So that was your second place finisher, Hunter Simpson. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, driver of the 10 machine, Jonathan Smith. Jonathan, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, the 2-tire strategy there, staying out a little bit longer than everyone else, have a little bit fresher tires at the end. Really panned out for you here tonight. Talk us through that final pit stop to get yourself the win here tonight.
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to my spotter there, Hunter Foley, because I did not have any radio throughout the whole race, so I couldn't tell when anybody was pitting or what was happening. He was calling it out. I was actually going to pit the same lap Hunter Simpson and McMahon went, and I saw them go in. I was like, well, let's just hold out for a second because I felt a little faster there. And then they came out after taking 2, and their lap times were about 6/10 faster. So I was like, I got to pit now. And luckily, it just worked out. I think that front pack between Simpson and Trush and everybody else got bunched up. And if you get side by side here, it just slows you down. I was able to catch, made a really good guess. They were picking the right line to go low when I did, and ended up getting by.
Well, we had all those cautions there at the beginning, and kind of same question I asked the other two guys. We had a lot of cautions there at the beginning and had that long green flag run at the end. Did that play into your strategy as how you ran that last lap? And were you kind of thinking a caution might come out? That's why you stayed a little bit longer?
Yeah, I kind of was. I was like, maybe I can get them down 1, or like maybe something happened here. It'll work out. I still had an extra set saved because on that first time everybody pitted, I just took gas. I think I was still sitting at 96, 93% on the rights. So I figured I could stay out, the clean air did wonders. I mean, I don't think I was any faster. It's just the clean air being out front, not being side by side, helped out a lot to stay out there for at least second in the stage. But yeah, definitely my strategy went out the window probably on lap 5 or 6 whenever we had that first caution. I was going to pit on 22, 44, 66 was my plan, and that went out the window really quick.
Well, next week we move on to Texas Motor Speedway. I know a couple of drivers said this and Texas actually have a lot of similarities in the way they run. How do you like your chances next week?
If I can figure out 3 and 4 at Texas, I would feel pretty good there. I think I got second there last season, possibly behind Simon. I think that was where it was at. But yeah, 3 and 4 is kind of a struggle there for me. I finally got 1 and 2 down and lost it in 3 and 4. So we'll see. Just trying to move up in the points and get some consistent runs.
Well, you've got a bunch of shout outs here in the chat. Let's see. Got Hunter Folly says, let's go, Johnny. Bun Squad Racing says, let's go. Snap Daddy team is elite. Hunter Folly says, Team KDR. Kathleen Trust says, congratulations, John. Bun Squad says, John the Legend. And Hunter says, let's go. Once again, once you called them out for the spotting there. So again, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I don't know about Nap Day Racing Team being elite. We're doing okay. We'll do it that way. We're world's okayest driver. But yeah, big shout out to Hunter again. That was probably 85% of that win there was him and his spot there. And shout out to Nap Day Racing, Premier Setup Shops, Engine 4 Coffee Company. Shout out to my wife for taking care of a kid while I'm doing this, and kid's been sick for about a week now, just trying to get over that and the RSV going around. So thank you to her for doing that, and thanks to you for doing the broadcast and giving us the tips to do our stuff, and admins for the league. And also big shout out to Hunter Simpson for racing me clean there. Trush there. Justin McMahon was on a cheat code for some, I don't know how he got the speed he got running through there midway through the race, but it's a fun league. It's been a lot of fun being a part of the league.
Yeah, I just heard 24 to the hauler or tech for after R&D after the race. So we'll have to figure that one out. So no, but seriously, man, great run here tonight. Congratulations, and good luck at Texas next week. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Well, there you have it. John Smith getting the win here tonight from Chicagoland as we get ready to head over to Texas Motor Speedway next week. Of course, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Racing. Tomorrow night, we'll have the SCSRA from Richmond Speedway. And then Monday night, we'll have more ARCA racing for you with the Speed Shop Racing Series. So, yeah, check it out here 3 nights a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday racing here on Intensity Broadcasting. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity. Again, congratulations to John Smith for the win here tonight at Chicagoland. Don't forget to check out our great partners and the league's great partners down at the links down below. And if